do a live video talking about TSDitto photography and how I kind of work with the brides to be in preparation for their wedding days. Um, I like to be hands-on. I like to be a part of the conversation when it comes to planning weddings, for the bride's big day, for the groom's big day. I believe as a photographer, that even though you are planning the wedding and you have a vision and you may have an event coordinator, you have all these ideas in your head, these colors in your head, textures in your head. I believe that at the end of the day, when it comes to the actual wedding day, it's important for you to think about how those visions, how those images that you see would actually appear as a photograph. So when it comes to planning a wedding, I think that you should, think about the photographer when it comes to the design, when it comes to, not the photographer, but maybe include the photographer. And because it's such a big investment, include the photographer when it comes to the design of your wedding, your theme, because you want to visualize, or you want a person there while you're planning to help you, see the actual wedding as it will appear on your wedding day. There may, if you have a designer or a planner who does a storyboard for you, they're thinking of their creative ideas and, maybe new ideas, and they want them to come to the forefront when, on that big day. But sometimes when you think of those things, you do not include color schemes or color contrast. You do not include the length and width of things that will fit in the composition of a picture. And I'm not the type of photographer that just wants to show up on that day, take pictures, and then, at the end of the wedding, you see what you're going to get. I want to help the bride, the groom, to see that, okay, this idea that you have, it will work, but if we, maybe look at the dimensions of things, if we look at the colors, and if I'm using a flash, how is that color going to come out with a flash photography? The colors of bridesmaids' dresses, are those dresses going to be washed out? If you pick such a soft pastel and I'm using a flash based on the lighting in the church, or event space or venue, whatever you want to call it, because I have to base my lighting on what the lighting situation is inside of the venue itself. So if you have a lot of fluorescent lighting in your venue, instead of daylight lighting, and there's different types of light bulbs that are included, and I'll say in certain churches, those things are not an issue. They don't come up. I've worked in a church, so I've tried to bring that information to the church that I've worked for. When it comes to taking pictures, and you as a facility, you want business. It is a business. I was told by the person in charge, it is a business. But then also another person in charge says, but it is a church. Okay, yes, it is a church, but you do need to make money, and weddings makes money. I would not advise anyone to, host a wedding for free, because it doesn't makes sense to the bottom line of the church. You still have to pay the bills every day. Every month. You still have to pay for electricity. You have to pay for the building fund. You have to pay for